Hey, and welcome to Ina's Boxing Universe, where this evening we're going to look back at that magnificent card that Queensbury put on Saturday in Birmingham in the NEC or Resort Holiday World, whatever it's called. All those name changes confuses the hell out of me, especially when you're trying to travel to places and they go by about 7 different names. So it's the NEC. But yeah, let me know if you were watching it. Drop me in the comments what you thought of it. I personally thought it was magnificent. It was a really good show. It was a really good card, and I'm going to have a guest joining me at 7. But until then, Darren will join me at 7. Um, I'll just go through the results of the fight. So officially topping the bill was Liam Davies, who beat Eric Robles Alia. He won TKO, and that was in round 2. He was down twice in the second round. Very commanding performance from the Telford man. Then we Dennis McCann, who won a unanimous decision against Brad Strand. Didn't catch fire or anything. Strand was down in the second round, but there was no real challenge after that. Zach Parker, again, he was down in the second round, but it just never caught fire, and he just that's it really. Now the next one I want to talk about is Big Bang Pierce O'Leary of Dublin Docklands fame, and when I was flying over, there was all his supporters were in tow. So if you're watching tonight, lads, big shout out, and I I did ask Frank Warren about it, and he was full of praise for Pierce. So that's great signs. But like, what I was very proud of Warren, and we'll discuss that in detail when he's in. But yeah, he after dropping him in the first round, uh, Pierce finally saw him out of there in round 9. So well done, Pierce. Joe Joyce then he stopped him in the 10th round, but again, this was a very dull affair. I know it's a comeback vehicle, so I just left it with that. Ethan James and Owen Cooper. This was another cracking scrap. Um, it went the whole way to round 9, and fair play to Owen Cooper. James was down on the first, but it was a really another really good cracking scrap. And then Ezra Taylor won in round 4. Wasn't all that wonderful, but anyway, my fight of the night. Well, it went to the main event. To be fair, Nathan Heaney's and Brad Paul's. I didn't agree with the decision. Didn't agree with a lot of things that went on during that fight, but nonetheless, it was a great fight, and well done to both boxers for giving us that performance. Um, yeah. So while we're waiting on my friend to come, I'm just going to go through. I'm just going to talk about Pierce O'Leary's fight. Pierce O'Leary, he absolutely smashed his opponent. He got him down the first round, and then he went through a bit of a phase where his opponent wasn't being able to get his opponent out of there. And it was a good test for Pierce because he hasn't gone that late in a fight before. But then in round 9, he did. He got a wonderful knockout, and it was great for Pierce for that. And I asked Frank Warren about that, and Frank was very fulsome in his praise of Pierce, and said, yeah. So I think that's really, I mean, when Big Bang Pierce O'Leary, when you're knocking out guys like that, you're going to make a name for yourself, and you're going to get in on the show, and it's going to be very, very good. So fair play to Pierce for that. Um, I'm going to just talk about the main event now for what it was for me. And I was just talking to a few people over this, and I did invite um, um, Nathan Heaney on, but he declined because he wasn't very happy with my summation of the fight, and I think my summation is very fair. I've even said it. The referee was more than generous to Heaney. He stopped the action in the middle of the action to allow the gum shield to replace, and I haven't seen that in fights. Heaney should have had a points deducted for the gum shield out. It was out 3 times, excessive holding, and a blatant rabbit punch to the head. So, I mean, but anyway, if that's butthurt Mr. Heaney, then sorry, not sorry. Like Ryan Shawcross, I'm sure you're not that kind of boxer, but we will see. But Brad Paul's put an absolute stellar display, and Cornwall should, and all of England should be proud of Brad, and all the Celtic nations. We're very proud of him as well. He did absolutely brilliantly. Um, I'd like to see that fight again. I really, really would. And I think Brad will probably be more aware the next time of kind of the shenanigans that kind of happen at that level in boxing, and hopefully we'd have a more stricter referee with kind of not letting Heaney away with basically just spoiling and the dark arts as they're called. I mean, when it's your guy doing it, it's fine. When it's the other guy, it's not so fine. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really good fight. It did what it did. But anyway, I'm going to just if there's anything else anyone wants to bring up, let me know. DM me there or anything. It's fine. And let's go with a 30-second countdown.